Sangha, out of compassion, for the sake of this assembly and all living beings, please turn the wonderful Dharma wheel to teach and guide us how to end birth and death, leave suffering and attain bliss, and quickly realize non-birth. Cung đến đại đức tạng thịnh, vị thứ pháp hội cấp nhất thiết chúng sanh, tinh chuyên diệu pháp luân giáo đạo ngã môn, như há liêu sanh thoát tư lý khổ đạc lạc, tất chân vô sanh. Homage to the Blessed, Noble, and Perfectly Enlightened One. Nam mô Sadanto Suchedo Ye Alahadi San Miao San Puto Se. Nam mô Tarakta Toya Daya Alahade Tamil Dambo Datoa. The unsurpassed, profound, subtle, and wonderful Dharma in 100,000 million aeons is difficult to encounter. Now that I'm able to see and hear, I will receive and maintain it. I vow to fathom the thus come one's true and actual principles. Wu sheng 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 wei miao fa bai qian wan jie nan zao yu wo jin jian wen de shou chi yan jie ru lai zhe shi yi. O Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, Venerable Jing Liang, Venerable YongHua, Venerable Left-Home people, and all good new advisors, Amitabha. 诸佛菩萨、金良大师、师父上人、各位出家人、各位善知识，阿弥陀佛。Thưa chư Phật Bồ Tát, Hòa Thượng Thanh Lương, Hòa Thượng Thiên Hóa, quý thầy cô và quý vị thiện tri thức A Di Đà Phật. Okay, today is the 23rd of January 2021. Thank you all for coming to join us investigate the Avatamsaka Sutra. We are barely getting started. We are commenting and learning about the preface to the sutra, where the expert, Chinese expert called Master Jing Liang, wrote this preface as a praise and also as an introduction to the Avatamsaka Sutra. So merely studying this is tremendously beneficial and generates tremendous blessings. Okay. Let's see. We are nearing the end of this preface on item number 7. Okay. Before we get started, though, I'd like to bring some good news, share some good news for you. In Korea, in our Jewel Mountain Temple, Master Z, let's call him Z, make it easier to remember. Okay, the Chinese is so difficult for most of you, especially to the Koreans. Master Z has passed the quarantine meaning that he passed multiple tests of the virus. Even though, I don't know, does Korea have the new strains of virus from the UK, from South Africa, from South America, namely Brazil? Does anyone know? Are they there yet? I'm pretty sure they're there. In Japan, it is said that a young girl contracted the UK virus, even though she never traveled. So it spreads very easily, and it's apparently is more deadly as well. So for every time that our people take the test, we don't know what the outcome's going to be. It's a crapshoot. So we're very happy that he passed multiple tests, at least 3. One here, one over there as soon as he got there, and another before he was allowed to end his quarantine. Okay? All right, Jewel Mountain has the answer.
Jewel Mountain says that they already entered into Korea already.
It's everywhere. The carriers. See, the thing about this virus is that it's so contagious. And so even the vaccine should be the only hope that we have right now, because we really don't have a good treatment for it. It's a flu virus. There's really no treatment for it. They have various strains, and they keep on multiplying. Every year it's going to be different. So the vaccine helps a little bit, but that's all we have. That's all we have. So as in the human realm, so it's rather precarious. So that's why I'm reminding you again that I'm asking you inviting you to join us in doing something about it. That is for the next 2 weeks, and we started already. I started last week already, just in case you know. I declared so last week privately, and so this week I made it official that you can all join in and use the last 2 weeks of the Chan Chi to work hard and apply efforts to not to rest and try to recite mantras or whatever you like to recite to help generate blessings we can give to the world. Okay, I'm telling you that we're gonna take care of our own. So we take care of California, we take care of Korea. I happen to like New York State. Hopefully in the future we have a way place there, so I'm investing already. They're high priority in my list as well. My enemy states are lower priorities. But please join us. I'm assuming responsibility for our medley, so nothing harmful is going to come to you. Only good things will come to you. So please join us. And also today at lunch, I also told the Koreans that I certain things I'd like them to do more intensively, so that you can take advantage of it and cultivate intensively. It's a good chance. Okay, good opportunity for you. There's a cause, and we have the tools. It's time for you to fine-tune your tools. By the way, mantras are designed to do these things. That's why in our U.S. Weiyang lineage, we teach you mantras. We practice mantras quietly for the last 5 years plus. And then now's the time for you to try them and see what kind of tools you developed so far. It's more than that. The hands and eyes is one particular tool that's actually made available to you, and you don't know how big of a gift it is. They came originally via my master, and then now I'm assuming ownership of that. at least in our side of Mahayana. I call it Mahayana, and it's a fantastic tantra tool, one of the top notch in Mahayana that has been transmitted to you, and you should take advantage of it. By the way, if you practice those, you actually plant the seeds for enlightenment, big time enlightenment. Okay, so that you keep on planting those seeds and practicing it, then in the future you have more chances to attain certain enlightenment. Okay, so that's why it's a very important aid for those who practice Son or Chan as well as Pure Land. All right, so tell them later what they can be doing. You Korean Sunims, huh? Okay, share with San Jose as well. Okay, very good. Okay, let's go back to the lecture. Now we're on slide 136. The text is, too high is it for gazing, so Bodhisattvas are accumulated practice, are dried up gills and scales before the dragon's gate.
若夫高不可仰，则机行菩萨瀑斯林于龙门。
All right. This refers to the Dragon's Gate. This is a Chinese legend. The great hero, Da Yu, because in China, back then there were a lot of floods. So he built basically a dam, so they call it Dragon Gate, to control the flood. Okay? So, however, when he built the dam, the forceful water brought many carps down the river, and the river is so strong, the flow is so strong that the carps cannot flow back, cannot swim back. So they got to that dam, that gate, they call it that gate, and so the carps complained to Da Yu, the Chinese great hero Da Yu, who built the dam. Now, his wife happened to be the Jade Emperor's daughter. Jade Emperor refers to the Christian God, the king of the second desire heaven, where we are. He has strong affinity with us in our realms. That's why many of the human inhabitants are his disciples, his followers. They call themselves Christians, they call themselves Catholics, they call themselves Mormons, they call themselves Islams and so forth. Okay, they basically they are all followers of this Jade Emperor, or the Christian god, Indra, and so forth. And the Chinese Taoists call him the Jade Emperor, and they worship him on their altar. Okay, meaning this guy, this Jade Emperor, this Christian god, would show up his spiritual powers to bring faith, create faith in the Taoists even. Okay, so his wife, Da Yu's wife, who is the Jade Emperor's daughter, one of the daughters. Okay, she spoke with her father on behalf of the carps. So the Jade Emperor made a promise that if these carps could leap over this dam or the Dragon Gate, Chinese always use these poetic names they're cool. It's a very, very, very advanced culture. You think about it. So the name Dragon Gate was given to this particular dam. So the Jade Emperor says, "Don't worry, okay? You're given this opportunity to go to this dragon gate. So, don't despair. Those of you who can leap over this gate will immediately become mighty dragons. So that's a legend behind it. Okay? The point being that in order for you to, they're in the difficulties and the hardships, there's always opportunities. So if you face with these opportunities and you're able to overcome them, you will achieve great things. In this case here, these carps, even in animal realms, these fishes, who, if they could overcome adversity and leap over this dragon gate, they will immediately, instantaneously become mighty dragons. How true that is or not, we don't know. Okay, I doubt it, but maybe the Christians believe it, but I don't think it's possible. He doesn't have that power. But anyway, so the Jade Emperor made that promise. And so that's why in the early spring every year in that particular area, herds of golden carp would gather in the dragon gate and try to leap over the gate to become dragons. So therefore, this is what these the verses refer to. It means that the carp leaping over dragon gate is a symbol for good wishes for overnight achievements and advancements in the Chinese culture. Okay? 139. Commentary. Okay. Too high for gazing. This dragon gate, of course, the dam is very, very high. Okay? So you cannot see. So meaning that it's this dragon gate symbolizes symbolizes enlightenment, symbolizes something that's not, it's very lofty, it's very high, very difficult to achieve, okay? And the Bodhisattva accumulated practice. Bodhisattvas, okay? They differ from us in that their reason, the raison d'être, the reason for being a bodhisattva is to, why did someone move my, these bodhisattvas, once you become a bodhisattva, okay, your primary responsibility or primary job is to accumulate what? Yes, Christian.
Accumulate blessings?
Accumulate blessings. See, even he gets it. Okay, excellent. Okay. The Bodhisattva come to our world for one reason only, is to accrue blessings. How do they accrue blessings? By specializing in certain practices. Okay? You heard, for example, Shakyamuni Buddha. A very famous story about he was a patience immortal. Remember? He met with, he was practicing patience in the mountains, in the wilderness, and the king Kalinga came along with his girlfriends, his royal concubines. We known today as royal girlfriends, royal concubines, like the Thai king who brought his concubines to Germany and took over this luxurious German hotel, okay, for his palace. Okay. And so, you heard about that? Yeah, of course. We watch the same news. So this King Kalinga brought his girlfriends to go sightseeing, and they wander around, and the concubines wander around and met with this Shakyamuni Buddha who's practicing patience. So got enchanted by this guy, and the king got jealous. So he tortured the guy, cut off his body parts. Okay, and so you see, the point being that that type of practice is called Bodhisattva practice, where you specialize in a certain type of practice in order to accrue blessings. What for? Why do you accrue blessings? It's a very important concept. Yes, yawning. Green.
To become Buddha and to help more people?
To become Buddhas. No, before that, before you become a Buddha, you must do this. Anyone? Huh? This is a very important Mahayana concept. No one taught you? Where have you been going? Which temple have you been going to? Huh? Not this one. Right, cannot be this one. Oh, very good, brownie points, yeah, 50. Yes, Black.
Is it not true that according to the Buddhists, you have to go to the Pure Land first?
No, you don't have to go to the Pure Land first. You go to Pure Land, it's a different kind of practice. You come here for a different kind of practice. Okay? Yes, pink, orange.
To save living beings, to cross
Save
them
living
over.
beings, yes, absolutely. Yes, but more specifically, what do you do? This is very important concept in Mahayana. Yawner.
To serve the Buddhas.
To serve the Buddhas. Excellent. A little bit lower level than that. Anyone else? No one knows? She says, patience. Yeah. Anyone else? Okay, green.
To help living beings attain Buddhahood.
Help living beings attain Buddhahood. That's very good. Need something more specific. Master Shewa disciples, he probably has the answer. Give her microphone. No one has a microphone? Can we help her out, please? This is very important concept. Yes, hopefully the real Mahayana people from his disciples should know. If they don't know, we're doomed.
Mô Phật cái đó để làm gương.
To set an example. Very good. Not quite there yet. Orange.
To create a field of blessings?
Create field of blessings. Very good. Anyone else? It's very specific. This is specific type of Bodhisattva training. Anyone? Christian? Black?
To cultivate?
To cultivate. Yes, absolutely. You should not become Buddhist. Q.
To adorn their Buddha land?
Adorn the Buddha land. Yes, that's possible, but not quite there yet. Jewel Mountain.
Jewel Mountain says, in order to become field blessings, so share with others to create even more blessings so we can go to the next level.
Yes, that's that. I'm looking at something more specifically that is so Mahayana practice that you will not find in Hinayana or anywhere else. Very specific form of practice. Yes, YouTube has answered. That's the third time for you, Christian. Yes, YouTube.
Kinnick says to give their blessings to living beings.
Yes, absolutely. But more specific than that. The Christian is not going to make it. But go ahead, we listen.
Maybe to donate or like to give.
Donate to food
give,
banks?
Give gift.
Oh, no, take a break. Nice try. White.
Nhẫn nhục để chinh phục cái bản thân mình tham sân si.
Patience so that you can overcome your body's greed, anger, stupidity. Yes, all those things. Okay. You guys are not technical at all. I mean, this is so technical, Mahayana, and we need to know this. I need to discuss it. And I know that I haven't taught you this because it's not in this, the context is not there yet for you to understand. Okay? This is why we study the Avatamsaka Sutra, because the Avatamsaka Sutra gives you this big picture that I couldn't give you before. Yes, dear kitchen manager.
It's to serve and save living beings.
Save living beings, absolutely. How?
To help them to become Buddha.
Okay. Don't strain yourself. Go back to fasting. Yeah, anyone else? Yes, Sojo Sunin. Absolutely. Don't we have more? Oh, we don't have any more channels. We will buy more, we need to come up with commercial scheme to get the funds to buy the channels. Yes, Green.
네, 마스터. 선지식을 만나기 위해서입니다.
To meet the good knowing advisor. To meet the good knowing advisor.
Very Korean. I can get it. I heard kimchi. Okay, very good. Yes, anyone else? Okay, orange, second time.
Forgot the term, but is it to work with living beings so they can relate to them?
Yes, that's part of it. Very good. Green. It's so technical. I don't expect you to get this. But I'm giving you a chance first. Show me your the holes in your understanding, because you can't get it because we haven't described to you the big picture yet. That's why you have only bits and pieces of what this entire process. You see that? Mahayana is a big undertaking. It is so complete. Excuse me, so complete. It's not haphazard at all. It is so complete. It is so comprehensive. Yes, Green.
Master, crossing over living beings to help them go to the Pure Land?
Yes. You guys take a break. Let's give YouTube a chance.
Diego says for gaining virtue.
Yes, that too. Okay. Let me explain to you. Would you like me to explain to you? Okay. Yeah. This is why you need to investigate the Avatamsaka Sutra. It gives you the whole picture, the whole roadmap. When I explained the sutra before that, the only bits and pieces of this whole training program in Mahayana. You hear? Anything else is but subsections of the training program. This is complete. That's why the Avatamsaka Sutra is so difficult to explain. Until Master YongHua came along, he had this vision already. He's been through that already. That's why he understands. But the lower level people, the lower level Dharma masters, before that could not understand, or after that could not really understand themselves. Okay, so that's why we need to make sure. Now it's my job to make sure you have this big picture yourself. I didn't have a chance to explain to you. Everything has to be explained in context. Okay? Think about the fact that when people mention the word Avatamsaka Sutra, that title right there, people are scared of it. And they say, this is so advanced. This is too much. No. The Avatamsaka Sutra is no more than just a roadmap. They describe to you, the big scheme of things, why Mahayana is Mahayana and not Hinayana, or is not called something else, not called Catholicism, it's not called Mormonism or whatever. It's called Mahayana, because it has its own way of its own world's way of its own wisdom. Okay, enough boasting. Would you like to hear? Okay, here's what happens. This is why it shows right here that Master Jinliang is so advanced. He says Bodhisattvas are accumulated practice. Okay. You're called a Bodhisattva because you practice what? 10 Paramitas. 10 Paramitas, not 6, 10. They shorten to 6. The 6 represent all 10. Actually, you look into the Bodhisattvas, their practices actually can be divided into 10 types of practices. So far, so good. Koreans, have you heard of this? Okay? So Mahayana practice is about to practice those 10 paramitas. All the Mahayana Dharma doors or practices are classified into 10 paramitas. So far, so good? 10 only, very simple. 10. Okay? They are what? Help me out. Number 1. This is very important. First paramita. I'm so embarrassed. Koreans, normally my students are much better than this. Tonight is a bad night for them. I'm buying you time. Google it. Yeah. This is so embarrassing. Q, yes.
Is it giving, Master?
Very good. Go Forest to my rescue. Brownie points. Number 1, giving. If you want to practice Mahayana at all, you start first by giving, not by taking. You give, and you give, and you give, and you give. So far, so good? You keep giving and giving more and more and more, not less. Is that clear? So Mahayana, the first Dharma door that people learn, okay, that our followers learn, is to give, which is a foreign concept to modern day people. Okay? The Hinayana, they also practice giving, but it's a very limited form of giving. Mahayana, in contrast, has the whole, all the Dharma doors about giving. And we stress giving. We don't stress meditation. Is that clear? We stress giving first. So that's why my master's temple Okay? What does he do? The city of 10,000 Buddhas is a place where he says he trains the monks. Not true. Not this generation, not my generation. Okay? But amazingly, people go there, and what do they find out? People don't meditate. We're way on lineage, but we don't meditate. Okay? What do? We you, the spy from CTTB. Huh? What do you do over there? They work. They work. That is giving. You see that? Everyone works. So everyone practices giving. So far so good. I don't have enough time to go into that. Okay, just telling you an example that we have the insider tracks on how to practice, how to become enlightened. Okay? Not just an art. How to become enlightened. So we have all the Dharma doors necessary for us to become enlightened. Okay? And the first one you need to excel is giving. Excel at is giving. And then what's number 2 paramita? Cube. I'm sure they Googled it by now already.
Amitabha master morality.
Morality. Excellent. Again, San Jose. More brownie points to San Jose. Excellent. Morality or precepts. Morality is a Western concept. In Buddhism, it's called precepts. It's much more precise. Precepts. Okay? Because sometimes you keep precepts by not being moral. Okay? Anyway. Yeah, you have a comment? Okay. Oh, okay. So, after giving, then you have enough blessing to practice to maintain precepts. Without enough blessings, you cannot maintain precepts. Okay? Number 3. What's number 3 paramita? Yes, 5 fingers. No, I told you. Google it. Yeah, Google it. Yes, Q.
Master, patience.
Patience. Thank you. See, clearly San Jose Googled it. Yeah. Okay, patience. And then number 4, vigor. Okay, okay, vigor. Number 5. Chanting, samadhi. No wisdom, samadhi is no wisdom. It's just samadhi, okay? Or meditation, if you will. Meditation is to build your samadhi. Now you see why Hinayana people, when they train the people in meditation, their students don't progress as fast as ours because we know how to train our students better on developing samadhis. time and time again. Okay? The Mahayana Chan students, meditation students, okay, are much faster at developing samadhi and making advances, at improving than all the other meditation methods. And even within Mahayana, Chan is the fastest, bar none. Faster than Zen, faster than Son, faster than you name it. Any type of Buddhist meditation, Chan meditation is still the fastest by far. And within Chan meditation, Wei Yang is also one of the fastest, because we know how to help our followers develop samadhi through the practice of those paramitas. Okay? I assure you, if you practice Chan, Wei Yang is one of the most advanced Chan training techniques there is from a Chinese. Okay? Okay, so after number 6, paramita is wisdom. Okay? Prajna wisdom. Prajna wisdom develops because of the sutra lectures, the Dharma talks, okay? They'll give you during the Chan classes. Without those sutra lectures, without the Chan Dharma talks, you will not be able to develop wisdom, prajna wisdom. Not possible. Is that clear? This is why in our Chan training, we spend a lot of time to explain the Dharma to you, to speak Dharma to you. Even during a Chan Chi, we explain this sutra for you. It's in order to plant the seeds for you to open your transcendental wisdom, your prajna wisdom, when your samadhi develops. It's not by chance at all. It's pre-programmed already. In contrast, the other disciplines of meditation or meditation approaches, they don't have this kind of meticulous preparation for you. Okay? Questions or comments? So, case in point, especially you Koreans pay attention. Okay? You're new to this, and San Jose particular people as well. When you meditate, it's so important to listen to the Dharma every day. Okay? The more intensive your meditation, the more you need to listen to the Dharma. If you don't, you can get in trouble before you know it. By the time you know it, it's too late. It's much harder to undo the damages, like entering demonic states, which some Sunims I spoke with in Korea told me they have some problems when they go into the Sonbang on their practice. Some of them enter demonic states. Okay, and so I asked them, what do you do? They said, well, if you enter demonic states, tough luck. Not much you can do. Okay, and so listening to the Dharma and will help you avoid entering demonic states as one of the major reasons. But it's a lot more than that. All right? Yes?
If you see like a demons or like evil energies when you meditate, is that demonic state?
No, it's not. When you see demons, ghosts, and those things, when you meditate, that's nothing to worry about. Okay? Jewel Mountain has a question.
Jumi in Korea asks, why is that Wei Yang can improve samadhi power so much faster?
Because we have better training techniques. We have a track record of training our patriarchs a certain way that is far more advanced than the other schools. That's why. The results speak for themselves. Okay? It's not like we go around and claim that we're the best of the four. I'm only telling you that from my personal observation, and of course it's limited, that I compare notes and saw how the Wei Yang patriarchs train their disciples. They're so advanced. It's not meant for you to understand. It's meant for you to recognize the word Wei Yang. That's all. If there's a Wei Yang, I don't know of any better Chan school than a Wei Yang so far. All right? That's all you need to know. And if you have the blessings and to go and encounter Wei Yang training, you find out for yourself. That's all. Chan is about results. And that's the Master Shua said it last night. They practice, they have these responses. And I don't like to mention responses. I'm talking about results. Okay? You see the improvements yourself. Yes, was there a question? Black.
So, what are those demonic states? What does it mean? Or do you mean that the people get possessed, or?
I didn't quite catch the question. Someone help me out, please.
Master, he asked if you could explain those demonic states, what they are.
You don't have to worry about them because you're not engaged in that kind of intensive meditation where intensive meditation can be analogous to driving very fast on the freeway. I'm not talking about 70 miles. I'm talking about 100 miles. Most cars are not designed to be driven 100 miles, including BMWs. I found out. At 100 miles on BMW, you float. Okay? There's very little. In contrast, the Porsches, in contrast, the Porsche is 100 miles. It actually has better traction. It's designed for high speed. Never mind. So you drive it, have very high speed. Yes, Green.
Sorry, Master. I wanted to ask if you could provide clarification between the difference between transcendental wisdom and regular wisdom.
Okay. Yes. Later. So it's equated like intensive meditation is like driving at very high speed. So you at the high speed, 100 miles, you lose your concentration, you're distracted for 1 second, you're done. That's the kind of intensity we're talking about. Okay, same thing. In Chan meditation, if you meditate intensively day and night, stuff like that, like I asked you to do for the next 2 weeks. Okay, you become more intense. Okay, so that's when you emit so much light that the demons will notice, and they will come and find ways to attack you. Okay, so that's why your protection is very important. Outside protection, okay, so that they don't the ones that are too overwhelming for you, you cannot handle them. They need to be weaned out. They need to be shielded from you. Okay, you need to be shielded from them. The ones that are helpful to you will be allowed to come near you. Okay, but then now your next challenge is your internal demons. Okay, so that's why at intensive practices, if you are not prepared properly, you don't receive proper training, then you can enter demonic states. But if you are prepared properly, you practice in a proper environment, that's very unlikely to happen. Okay. Even if it happens, there are ways to recover as well. That the Hinayana people cannot handle that. Hinayana people, once they enter demonic states, they're done. There's no help possible for them. Okay? But in Mahayana, we still can help. But it's a lot more work. That's why we avoid entering demonic states in the first place. It's just like you at 100 miles per hour, you're distracted and you got to an accident. Yes, we can piece your bodies together, but it takes some time. It's supposed to be funny. You guys have no sense of humor. Boring. Yes, Jewel Mountain.
Jumi in Korea asks, why is it that Jumi?
Yeah,
is her name?
Jumi.
Yeah. Why is it that it helps us cultivate better when we are exposed to afflictions, or we are often afflicted being with others? So in other words, why is it that being afflicted provides good chances to cultivate for us? The mind is suffering more when I'm afflicted, so why is this a good chance to cultivate?
Because when your mind suffers more, then we can monetize your suffering. Ask Mary Jo, she'll tell you. She says, when you have heart issues, come see me. My phone number is so and so and so. Afflictions are bodhi. Okay? That's how the Chinese explain it. When you have afflictions, then you also have bodhi. Meaning that the Chinese has a way, especially Wei Yang has a way, to turn afflictions into bodhi. If you have no afflictions, how can we make a living? Right? If you have no afflictions, it's nothing to talk about. Listen, Jumi, Mahayana, Chan meditation is to help you resolve the afflictions that surface. If no afflictions surface, then you're a Buddha already. You shouldn't be here. Okay? To put it another way, okay? Afflictions are what? Not bodhi. I just said it already. I wouldn't need to ask you the same thing. Afflictions are what? Huh? Yes. You're trying my patience. lose 25 brownie points. Afflictions are, yes, Green.
Master, afflictions are our weaknesses, there are our habit energies.
Weaknesses, afflictions are tests. You're afflicted because you're being tested. Think about it. Okay? Think about going home when your wife gives you a hard time. Don't complain. She's testing you to see how much you love her. It's an opportunity for you to demonstrate your love, your eternal love. Yeah? Who says Mahayana is impractical? It's very practical. We learn how to demonstrate our love better. Okay, so how do we get here, by the way? Oh yeah, the question. Okay, never mind. So, afflictions are good for cultivation. Afflictions are necessary for cultivation. Don't be afflicted when you're afflicted. Oops, that doesn't sound right. YouTube comment.
Diego says, afflictions get you out of your comfort zone and you're able to grow, in my humble opinion.
Listen, Diego, my friend, amigo. When you get to be my age, which is many more years, okay, and you stay married to the same lady there, okay, that wife of yours, by that time, when you reach that threshold, you look back, your relationship becomes stronger, not weaker. Why? Because you went through your love. Your relationship went through so many tests that others cannot have. So you passed so many tests together. That's why the bond is so stronger, so unbreakable, and you have true love. Now you also notice, before this, I didn't talk about love because it's not time to talk about true love yet. All right. That works for women, goes for women too. All right. So number 6 is prajna wisdom. What is the difference between prajna wisdom, transcendental wisdom, and wisdom? Okay. Wisdom, as we know it, is called worldly wisdom, meaning it's the kind of special knowledge that enables you to address and solve worldly issues. Like what? We just talked about the L, right? The L word. Love. That's worldly wisdom. I just taught you the fact that in the Avatamsaka Sutra, you also learn about worldly knowledge as well. And that's how you can express your true love and demonstrate your true love. Okay? But that's still worldly wisdom. So far, so good. Avatamsaka Sutra is also about worldly knowledge as well. Okay? But not as detailed as transcendental knowledge. What Buddhism is known for is to specialize in things that you cannot develop through your brains. Okay? It's called transcendental wisdom because that wisdom manifests when you stop thinking. Your worldly wisdom is based on thinking. Right? Think of an engineering problem. It's solved by thinking. Think of medical issues. Okay, the solution comes from thinking. But transcendental wisdom comes from not thinking. That's why transcendental wisdom enables you to transcend the world, transcend thinking. Problems that arise from thinking. Okay? Because worldly wisdom solves problems, but also creates problems as well. Right? Okay? Engineering a bridge, okay, solves some problems, but creates other problems. That's the nature of worldly wisdom. You fix a mental illness by giving them medication. That works up to a certain point. But then it creates problems because the medications that you give to your patients creates toxins in the body. So it creates more other types of problems for fixing certain types of problems. You see, worldly knowledge, worldly wisdom is never perfect. It always has trade-offs, okay, that will bind you to the world we live in. So it's limited wisdom. Whereas transcendental wisdom will allow you to escape the constraints of our worlds. That's Prussian wisdom. And Mahayana specializes in developing that type of wisdom for you. This is why we're doing all this, is for you to unfold that wisdom that is already inherent in all of you. You just don't know how to use it, that's all. We teach you how to use it. And that's chant. That's Pure Land. That's Tantras. That's Mahayana. So far, so good? Okay, so wisdom, Prussian wisdom in particular, is number 6 paramita. What's number 7? No? No one knows? She looked up already. Very good. Number 7 is expedience or skill in means. Okay? Number 8 is what? Skill in means that now it's okay to lie. Just in case you're wondering what it means. When you have transcendental wisdom, number 6, next you learn how to lie and still have wisdom. You lie in a state of wisdom. Before that, typical people lie when they're confused, when they're stupid. But wise, enlightened people, they lie because it's out of wisdom. Is it clear? So don't confuse the fact that when my master lied, which I did denounce him to be a liar, it's in a state of wisdom. So we can't really call it as a lie at all. It's not a true lie, it's a false lie. See? Mahayana very precise. There are true lies like you, and there's false lies like him. So far, so good. Number 8. What's number 8? Green.
Vows.
Clearly, this guy cheated. Excellent. Vows. You remember? Boys and girls? I talked about vows, remember? Okay. The Bodhisattvas practice vows. They make vows and vows and vows and vows. So far, so good. Number 8 is vows. Okay? My master, Master YongHua, who is younger, the age of 18, 19, he made vows. 18 vows. Okay? That shows his level of wisdom already. Isn't it clear? He made vows. 18 vows, saving everyone you can think of. The entire cosmos, he saves everyone. That's vows right there. Number 9. Yale.
Sure, I don't deserve that, but
yeah, green. Yeah.
Spiritual knowledge, spiritual powers.
Knowledge, not spiritual, worldly knowledge. Okay? Now you have wisdom, then it's safe for you to go to learn how to be Einstein. Okay? You no longer confused. Now, boys and girls, this is I'm hoping you do. You reach a stage where you have wisdom. Now you go back and say, I'm going to revolutionize my field. Not merely a follower. I'm going to father a new type of mathematics. I'm going to father a new type of medical research. Huh? I'm going to father a new type of new theory of engineering, physics. Why not? That's one way to help living beings, no? So you see, in Mahayana, we are not condemning. We don't look down upon knowledge at all. We actually value that. But only after you have wisdom, not before. You develop that kind of worldly excellence, if you will, the worldly genius, if you will, after you have transcendental wisdom. You know, beautiful how Mahayana functions. Huh? We care. It's not people who don't understand. They say, oh, we are recluses and we hide behind the four walls. Yes, those are the people who are low levels. Okay, that's why I call it Hinayana, Mahayana. They hide. Mahayana, we engage. Okay, and we not simply engaging, but we contribute. I'll explain to you later why we need to contribute, not simply engaging. So far, so good? Number 10. What's number 10? No one knows what number 10 is? Calling on number 10. Huh? What's number 10? This is it. Yes. Green.
Apply your knowledge to save the world?
No, go back to Vietnam. Anyone else? We might have to go back to Yale. Huh? Yeah, black.
Thưa Thầy, con nghĩ thí dụ như các vị Bồ Tát tu được bao nhiêu công đức á, hồi hướng họ cho tất cả các pháp giới chúng sanh.
Nope, not transferring to all living beings. Anyone else? No one knows? Oh my God, I'm so embarrassed. You've been here for some of you 10 years and you still don't get it. Huh? You see? Huh? Where? Yes, orange.
I guess, is it spiritual penetrations?
Spiritual penetrations. No, not quite. Yeah, sort of. But it's called power. Power. You develop power. Now we're talking about worlds, many worlds, entire galaxies. You take a step, and the whole galaxy trembles, shakes. You are angry. The heavenly demons' palaces all shake. Huh? Or you need to bring people to the Pure Land. Long distances. That requires power. See that? All the thing you do will be useless unless you have the power to propagate. So, to recapitulate, the 10 Paramitas. Number 1, giving. Number 2, precepts. Number 3, patience. Number 4, vigor, not energy. Energy is the wrong term. Number 5, samadhi. Number 6, wisdom. Very good. Practice wisdom. Number 7, expedience. You have to memorize these. Okay? Number 8, vows. Number 9, knowledge. Number 10, power. Very good. Commit this to memory. That's Mahayana roadmap. This is genius. This is a secret in becoming a Buddha, in developing samadhi, in becoming a genius, in being successful in love, in becoming rich, in becoming famous. You name it. These, you follow these, you have the potential to be whatever you want to be. That's how powerful knowledge is. So far, so good? Okay. 10 paramitas. Okay? Memorize them. And there is a sequential order. If you go to a temple and the temple says, I teach you Song. I teach you Zen. Come over here, cross your legs. Or walk funny. Okay? Chances are that you're not going to you can't go very far. You have to go through those 10 stages, 10 aspects, in order for you to have steady progress. Someone asked earlier, how come we know more? Because we understand about these importance of the 10 paramitas. Wei Yang understands we perfected the 10 paramitas. Perfected them. Where are you? Never mind. Okay, it's okay. Yes, Green.
Are the 10 paramitas sequential or simultaneous?
I'm coming to that. 5 points. So you have these 10 paramitas. That's why we know Mahayana understands the importance, the relationship with these 10 paramitas. You understand? Your Mahayana teacher is supposed to understand about the relationship, the importance, the interaction between these 10 paramitas. So far, so good? If you understand that, your progress is, your success, your cultivation has hopes. If you don't, it's haphazard. You don't know why it happened. Is that clear? Okay. Number 2. The Bodhisattvas, okay, they become enlightened, okay, by practicing these 10 paramitas, okay. And in order to make progress, they need to perfect these 10 paramitas. So far, so good. So they need to cycle through the worlds. Okay? So that's why it's not uncommon for people to go to Amitabha's Pure Land, to come back here, so that they can practice these 10 paramitas. Because you progress a lot quicker here than in the Pure Land. You get more afflictions. In the Pure Land, you virtually get no affliction, so it's slower. Here you get so many afflictions, you quit and you give up, and then you have problems with doubt, and you make mistakes and so forth. It's much more difficult to do it here. Because of that, you create more blessings. Is that clear? The more difficult it is, the more blessings you generate. So Bodhisattvas need to go back, prefer to go back to, quite often go back to Korea, which is an impure country. Just kidding. They go back to outside world, impure world, in order to practice these paramitas. So far, so good? So they come back. It's not uncommon for them to come back and practice giving Yes, Jewel Mountain.
Jewel Mountain asks, those last 4 paramitas, can they only be practiced when you become a bodhisattva?
I'm coming to that. Don't worry. You go into the things that, good question, but it's beyond your range. I look at the Koreans, I say, why do you ask questions about number 7, 8, 9, 10 when you were so low? Aren't you like talking about things way beyond you? You are elementary school. Let's talk about elementary school first, okay? Besides, I need to Google it. Okay? So the Bodhisattvas, they practice giving in one lifetime. Still not enough. It is not perfected yet. They haven't perfected the giving paramita. So they come back and practice again. So Shakyamuni Buddha, he went back to the Zao world to practice the patience paramita hundreds of times already. And then he met the King Kalinga. Then he passed the test with flying colors. You see that? So it takes many iterations. Usually in one lifetime, it's not enough. The paramita is very hard to practice. It looks very simple, giving, but there are so few of you who have perfected the giving paramita. Most of you haven't. I'm looking at the people present today. I say some of you did perfect the giving paramita, but most of you haven't. So that's why you have to keep on coming back and practice. This is what is meant in slide 139 by accumulated practice. Meaning that, I give an example, simple example, to simplify it for you, they come back and let's say they become a lawyer who volunteers to help what kind of people need help, who have no money. Abused women. Okay? So they come back and they graduate. They graduate from prestigious law school, Yale, for example. Okay? And then instead of going to the big corporations and make a lot of oodles of money, they prefer to go and work in a small, obscure legal entity where they don't get paid that much at all. They struggle making the ends meet, and yet they love helping out these poor and abused women of the world. Okay? It absolutely makes no sense at all to worldly people who say, why would you do that? You Yale law graduate, you have such great grades. I mean, I'm sure that the great law firms would snatch you up that quickly if you apply. But no, you would go and do something that's stupid, And that's, you see such a person, it's probably a bodhisattva. Coming back as Vietnamese lawyer. Can't think of anyone like that, by the way, from Vietnam. But you see, the point I'm making is that they come back. And one lifetime, they come back as a lawyer. And then give. Next time they come back as, help me. As what? Social worker. Okay? And they make peanuts. You have to date poor girlfriends. And they pretend not to be Buddhist. Okay? So they take losses. Remember, giving is to take losses. How can you give unless you take losses? So they keep on taking losses and losses and more losses and more losses. They never complain. That's a bodhisattva. So that's called accumulated practices. You see that? They practice giving to the abused women. Okay, they practice giving to the abused illegal aliens. You know, they practice giving to the temples. Let's not forget that. Okay, and so forth. That's called accumulated practice. They keep on doing that until they graduate and move on to the next paramita. See that? So giving takes many forms. Sometimes you give your labor, sometimes you give your money, sometimes you give your body organs, okay? Sometimes you give the Dharma, and sometimes what else you give? Your life, excellent. Sometimes you give what? Your energy, yes, absolutely. Sometimes you give. One last thing that you give. Fearlessness. That's how precise the Buddha's wisdom is. He says, for you to practice giving, these are the three paramitas of giving, the three aspects of giving. Giving of things, wealth, outer or inner wealth. Outer wealth is money, gold, and diamonds. Let's not forget diamonds, man. Okay? It's not funny to you? Okay? Sometimes you have to give your internal organs, your heart, your spleen, your kidneys. Okay? So those are giving of wealth. Isn't it funny that in Buddhism, your internal organs are considered wealth? Isn't it cool? Wealth. I'm talking about healthy organs, not the cancerous ones. Okay, that's your wealth. So health is a form of wealth. Long life is a form of wealth. Huh? Okay? Wealth. Giving up the Dharma. Like I'm doing to you right now. Huh? Okay? And number 3, giving of fearlessness. You cannot become enlightened unless you practice giving fearlessness, boys and girls. I bet the Koreans didn't know that. You want to become enlightened, you have to give fearlessness, meaning that when people are fearful, come over and hold their hand and say, no, don't worry, it's going to be okay, it's going to be okay, you know? Do you do that in Korea? Start doing that, okay? It's okay, don't be afraid. COVID will go away, okay? We call the temple, ask for help, don't worry. Fearlessness, very important. It's the reason why, but I'm not going to explain to you. But that's the Buddha's genius, boys and girls. He's genius. He knows all these aspects, what it takes to get there. So he knows the big roadmap, like 10 paramitas, and then within the 10 paramitas, he knows the exact details, what is giving, what is patience, what is, and all those things. What is precepts? That's genius. Name any human being you know of in the history of mankind who has that kind of wisdom, that kind of knowledge. All right? And makes you wonder, why would India, choose to lose Mahayana, this beautiful, store of wisdom? Let loose, they have to move it to China. Why could it happen? Now we have it here in our country. We should cherish it. This is an immense treasure. And we can cherish it by studying more about it so that we know the extent of this treasure. We can share to our children, to our friends, to our loved ones. It's our responsibility. Think about it. Because it affects the future in such a big way. Not just this, this lifetime, but many, many more lifetimes. You help them plant the seeds of this superior knowledge, the superior wisdom. And you see how difficult it is to encounter it. People have been coming to the temple for several years or more. It's not until tonight that you see how all these bits and pieces are actually lumped together. They actually are meshed, they mesh together in a beautiful canvas. And the way the Buddha does it is like a work of art. So don't think that Mahayana does not appreciate art. It's so beautiful. I'm so relieved I finally have a chance to tell you. That's what Bodhisattvas of accumulated practice refers to. The Bodhisattva keeps on coming back to the world for the purpose of accumulating all these practices so that they can perfect their Paramitas. Questions? Comments? And that's how, yes? Green.
Let's say you have limited resources, like let's say you have like $50. How do you decide what to give it to? Is let's say between like a homeless person, like buying him lunch, or like giving it to like a charity or something. Is there like different qualities of giving, even if you're not concerned about the blessings or the field of blessings you're getting in return, just to help people? Like,
Good question. We need to have a Dharma glimpse or videos on giving, which was discussed extensively when I lectured on the Vaisha Sutra. It goes about the four wheels of giving. Okay, and there is a giver, the givee, or the receiver, and what is it? The gift, and something else. Okay? So it's a lot more details. So basically, to give you an idea, because it's not well known that clearly understood in the Western world. Okay? And actually, this kind of knowledge is losing, is getting lost. Okay, giving is the process of taking losses in order to maximize your blessings. So far, so good. I'm very Western oriented. I do it because there's a goal. You have to be clear in my head about why I'm doing this. I'm doing this because I'm greedy. I want to maximize my benefits. There's so many ways to maximize it, right? There's one way that people in the Dharma ending age don't get anymore. I wasn't taught when I first started, and I am unhappy about this. Because how can you teach Mahayana and not teach people about giving? The one thing that people don't do anymore. Instead, they do charity work. We Buddhists don't do charity work. It's not our forte. We don't have the infrastructure to do charity work. The Buddhists are not known for charity work. Okay? We will do charity work occasionally, when given the chance, when circumstances arise that way we must do charity work. For example, helping out with the COVID is part of charity work, but it's out of compassion, not because it's the main thing. You understand? So in giving, what's being lost from the Chinese culture, okay, is that meaning that even the Chinese don't get it anymore, is that the Chinese Buddhists, the Asian Buddhists, give. They tell themselves, give to temples. Okay? I teach you, you give to the sages. When you give to the sages, where your blessings are incredible coming back. The multiplier coming back is huge, because the more benefit, the more good your gift does to others, the bigger the multiplier. Am I making sense? Okay? If you give $1 and that $1 somehow is used to benefit 100 people, okay? Then your multiplier is 100, let's say. Okay? It's a multiplier. If it benefits 1,000 people, could be 1,000. You get the drift? Once, if it has more benefit, with your gift, your offering is being used to benefit more people, okay? Then you have a much bigger a multiplier coming back to you. So the wise Chinese back then, in the eras of Master Huineng back then in China, in the Tang Dynasty, these sages, okay, have tremendous support. Whereas when my master, who is a big sage, a great sage, came over here, has zero support. How sad it is for the Chinese here in this country. That's my proof. The Chinese lost that knowledge already. He's a great sage. The Chinese only give to the people who are famous instead of looking for sages to support the sages. Because sages, when they do their work, it has tremendous impact. Benefits society at large. So who you give to makes a difference. YouTube has a question.
Diego asks, Master, a good knowing advisor has the spiritual penetration to see the future, so they can see all the possible outcomes while teaching you. Therefore, with one sentence, they can get you to sudden enlightenment. Could this be possible, or am I too crazy?
Both. You're possible and you're too crazy. Next. Dried up gills and scales before the dragon's gate. So these carps, they leap over the dragon gate, okay? And they don't make it. And they can't swim back either. So, in leaping like that, quite often, they lose their lives. Okay? So the carps die and crash. Okay? Maybe on the ground somewhere, or on the rocks. Okay? And so they die. That's why the gills are dried up. And the scales, okay, are smashed. Okay? In front of the dragon gate. Meaning what? Meaning that it's a dangerous thing. It's not supposed to be safe. Remember last night I talked to you about the Chan training. Typically is that it's hard work. You climb, and then you leap, take a step into the void. Okay? It's a leap of faith. And it's not supposed to be safe. Okay? No, we're not asking you to do stupid things. Okay? That would be suicidal. But the nature of the work is hard work. It's difficult. And it requires, at times, it's dangerous, like driving at high speed. That's dangerous. Okay? But that's part of the training. Don't be afraid. And that's why when you practice in a big group like this, you see people. You say, if that person can make it, so can I. But you practice Hinayana by yourself. How do you know? Who's going to remind you that you too dangerously too close to the cliff? Okay? So that's why, now you see why in Mahayana we have this great assembly where people, hopefully after the COVID is under control, okay, people get together and they practice. And you see, the typical great assemblies, you have low level to extremely high level. All the time. That's safe. Safety right there. Okay? Otherwise, you will risk having dried up gills and scales as you attempt these things. But this thing is saying that the Bodhisattvas, okay, they're different animals than you. They're not afraid of it. They're not afraid. you should be afraid. Stay safe. Great assembly, cultivation. Don't cultivate by yourself. Come to the temple. Have someone supervise your cultivation. Okay? Not just any place. I'm sorry. You go to a place where a lot of people practice meditation. Is it a safe place? No. It's only safe because there's a person who supervises the process to make sure it's okay. It takes training. It takes knowledge. It takes wisdom to be able to do that. And if you have that, your progress would be very fast. If you don't, okay, you stagnate for a long, long time. So you see, in Mahayana, we have all these specialized knowledge on how to train people, on how to guide you, because we have this roadmap. Not only the roadmap, but also we've been through it ourselves. Remember, accumulated practices, we fail and fail and fail and fail, keep on coming back, and perfect living, perfect precepts, perfect patience, perfect vigor, and so forth. That's how we acquired the knowledge. By doing. People like Master YongHua did it before. Master Wei Shan did it before. That's why they left behind this treasure of knowledge that they call Weiyang, training knowledge. Weiyang, Chan school knowledge. All right? Questions or comments? No? Yes.
마스터께 여쭤보겠습니다. 보살님이 사바 세계에 오셔서 복을 계속 쌓는다고 하셨는데 정토에 가면 무생법인을 얻고 바로 아라한이 돼서 후에는 아미타 부처님께서 이제 가르쳐 주셔서 깨닫는다고 알고 있는데 그렇게 깨달아가는 과정보다 이 사바 세계에 와서 계속 복을 쌓는 과정이 훨씬 더 빠른 건지 궁금합니다.
So, if we go to the Pure Land, we can become enlightened. But my question is it if we generate blessing in the Saha world, is it fast way? Is it faster than cultivating in the Pure Land?
You go to the Pure Land because of the teacher there. I tell you the truth. You want to go to the Pure Land because of the good no advisor there. If you stay here, the kind of good no advisor you will find will not be as good as Amitabha Buddha. This is where the Pure Land people fail to explain it to you. I have to explain it to you. Why would a great Bodhisattva called Manjushri or Universal Worthy or Wanyin Bodhisattva and Master YongHua, all included, said, after I die, I would like to go to the Pure Land. I tell you why. And the Chinese explain it. They did not. Because they want to keep it for themselves. They'll go there because of Amitabha Buddha. It's the best teacher there is. You stay here, who's going to be your teacher? Tell me. Master YongHua? He's short. He's dead. Okay? Name the next teacher you have. Just name any names. Give me a name. Let's say me. Okay? No comparison. You see that? If Mahayana is about looking for good no advisor, the best no advisor is called Amitabha Buddha. He'll be there for you until you become a Buddha. You stay here, okay? You won't find that kind of good no advisor. So far, so good? This is very advanced Pure Land Dharma door, mind you, Koreans. It's only because Z just came out. That's why I'm sharing it with you. I'm supposed to save it only for later, when you're level higher. Okay? Can you see that? He's the best teacher there is. And he'll be there when you go there. You don't need to go look for anyone. Here, where is a good no advisor for you right now? Even the second patriarch is in hiding. For God knows why. He's hiding. For 25 years, he's in hiding. Where is he going to find him? Yes, I'm calm.
If you go to the Pure Land and then you come back for more training or experiences here, how do you have access to Amitabha anymore?
Good question. Why didn't you ask earlier? What took you so long? YouTube has a question too. Before I give you answer will sweep you off your feet. How brilliant I can be sometimes. YouTube question.
Diego asked, do the Bodhisattvas have multiple bodies so they can work on more than one paramita at the same time?
I don't know. Huh? Ask a woman. Did she hear about this Pure Land Dharma door from her teacher? Huh? Amitabha, when you go to the Pure Land, Amitabha, this is what happens. Amitabha says, I'm glad you're here. Okay? I will teach you until you become a Buddha. I will teach you. Hey, Christian, listen carefully. He says, I will coach you and teach you, will take care of you until you become a Buddha or God, whatever you want to be. Think about it. Huh? Whatever you want to be, he says, I'll teach you. For free. Okay? And when that happens, you are sure that he's overseeing your training. Yes? Meaning that at times, he'll send you back to get married. And you're supposed to say, we need to work, we need to work better together. That's what he said, yay! Let's go French way, young. He send you back to the sound world to get married. And you say, yay! Yeah. The spy.
Bây giờ mình được đi về Tây Phương, thầy mình A Di Đà gửi mình qua đây, phải là mình cũng hơn sư phụ, chứ đâu phải là dở hơn sư phụ đâu. Mình qua bên đây mình độ người mà, chứ đâu qua đây để cực khổ nữa đâu. Mô Phật.
Precisely. She said she likes it. She likes it. She said, I'm leaving Master YongHua. I'm going to Amitabha Buddha. Now she understands. I said, I'm no longer attached to my Shufu, Master YongHua, she says. I want Amitabha Buddha now. Very good. Traitor. Okay? But Amitabha does not mind, by the way. So he's in charge of your training until you become a Buddha, meaning at times he'll send you back here to get married, okay? To do all the things. And he's still overseeing that. And that's a commitment forever until you become a Buddha. Forever. You have no worries anymore, man. You don't worry about where do I go look for a good new advisor. This guy's a loser. You know, can I go to India? Do I need to go to China? Do I need to go to Thailand? No, go to the Pure Land. It's the best place, the best good no advisor there is. That's my preface, by the way. You guys talk about superstition, I talk about good no advisors. I'm having fun tonight, looking at you say, oh, wow, he knows so much. Of course I know a lot more than I let out. YouTube question.
Kenny KK asks, if you go down...
KKK. Welcome, KKK. Guess what? This KKK is tuning in from the south of the country. Yes, go ahead. Just kidding.
He asks, if you go down to the Saha world to save someone from Amitabha's Pure Land, will we have to cultivate to go back to the Pure Land again?
I don't know. Amitabha is taking care of it. What do you care? Why do you worry so much, huh? KKK. Have you no faith? I just told you that Amitabha is overseeing your training, your development, your progress, your spiritual cultivation. What are you afraid of? Don't you have any faith in Amitabha Buddha? If you don't have faith like that, you shouldn't go to the Pure Land. Okay, put KKK on the blacklist. Inadequate faith. Has money, but no faith. Are you white? Oh no. Yes, orange.
Do people that have been to the Pure Land, do they always know they're from the Pure Land?
Sometimes. If they don't, sometimes they're reminded. I have someone who goes around and says, oh, that's from the Pure Land. Oh, that's from the Pure Land. Oh, no. Yeah. Serious. You would not believe the kind of gossip I hear every day. He says, yeah, he's from the Pure Land. I say, how do you know? I've seen him before. So you're from the Pure Land? Shh. No, I'm not. Shh. Yes, YouTube question. Good Lord. You don't know what kind of gossip you guys gossip about. You know, he's a bad person. Me, people come to me, they gossip me, and that's Pure Land here, Pure Land there. You know, look at her. No, not Pure Land. That kind of thing. It's so cool. So that's why I know, based on gossip, that some of you are from the Pure Land. That's my kind of gossip, Christian. Not purgatory. Jesus. Yes, you too.
Stephen asks, why is the second patriarch hiding? The patriarch won't reveal himself. He is probably lecturing and teaching all these years and we don't know.
Who is he?
His name is Stephen.
I don't know this Stephen guy, so I'm not going to answer him. It could be a trick question. I only have a big mouth to the people I know. The people I don't know, I'm very, very small mouth. I don't know. Ask him. I'm not a second patriarch. Don't think that if I were a second patriarch, I wouldn't be bad-mouthing myself, would I? I don't know. I don't know. I don't care. None of my business. The fact still is that for 25 years, no one has claimed to be second patriarch yet. That's why I claim that he's hiding. What else can you call it? Second patriarch is supposed to announce yourself so that people can come and learn the proper Dharma from you, so that you know better. You can verify that I really have a big mouth. How else are you going to know? Hey, spy. You agree? So now you want to go to the Pure Land for sure? Huh? You see? But honey, go to the Pure Land with a high grade. Don't go low. Don't embarrass me. You go there and you say, hey, we're honored one. I came from Wei Mountain Temple. The Buddha says, how come your level is so low? Yes, Christian.
I still want to go to heaven.
He still what? Still want to go to heaven? Absolutely. Go to Pure Land first and go to any heaven you want. I make a deal with you. You go to the Pure Land first, and then you can choose to go to any heaven that you want. You can go and check out all the heavens. I will tell you, you go to second heaven where your God is a very nice place. But I recommend you go to the sixth desire heaven. The women are very gorgeous. And you women, the gods there are extremely exquisite. Guaranteed. Guaranteed. Okay? I would go check it out first. And then buy a house near your God. That's possible too. So the cool thing about going to the Pure Land first is you go and travel. You travel for a while. And then you say, wow, I can go anywhere I wish. Every day. And then you come to Amitabha Buddha and say, Amitabha Buddha, can I practice at the Christian God palace? Amitabha, no problem, honey, go. He would never force you to do anything that you don't want to do, Christian. That's your name, right? I forgot your name, sorry. So funny. It's so cool. You guys are missing out all the fun being Amitabha Buddha. You can go anywhere in the world. Anywhere. Okay. Time is up. Final questions. Thank you. I'm inspired now. I know what to do with my preface to the Pure Land Handbook. Cool? Yeah. Black.
Master, how do we sign up?
Sign up?
Yeah.
Now she's interested. She's a yogi. Okay, this woman is a yogi. Of course, Pure Land Dharma door. This is why we are bringing the Pure Land, Mahayana Pure Land Dharma door. You know, you should not take it as a coincidence, by the way, I bring it up right now. There are two reasons why I bring it up. Number one, Avatamsaka Sutra lecture. Now you have more knowledge about the Pure Land Dharma door that you didn't have before. Notice that. Is that clear? Number two, I'm trying to impress him. He says, why do you send me to Korea? Because I can teach you better when you're in Korea. You can help me propagate Pure Land over there and Weiyang over there. Train them, okay? So the results speak for themselves. You Koreans better become enlightened. Then I keep him there. You don't improve, I pull him back, yank him back. Okay? All right, you too.
Master, what level is considered a high grade?
Superior grade. But in general, it's considered high grade when it's superior grade, okay? But to me, high grade is the highest level possible you can reach, okay? Because you have the chance right now, and please go high grade. Don't make me lose face. Put on a good words for Amitabha Buddha. The best words you can put to the world honored one over there is come in at a high grade. And when he asks, I'm from Wei Mountain Temple. I am from Jewel Mountain Temple. I am from Lu Mountain Temple. I am from, what's the last one? Go Forest Temple. Okay? All those places is on the list. Please. That's what you can do for me. That's called practicing giving in the Pure Land. So funny. Yes, you too.
Emily asked, don't we make heavenly money off of our virtue or blessings?
No. Don't go to the heavens, honey. Go to the Pure Land first. And then go to the heavens later. again, you guys keep on screwing up. It's like trying to, your order of doing things is off. You want to go to heavens, go to the Pure Land first, then go to the heavens. Okay? You can go to Pure Land and ask Amitabha Buddha, World Honored One, can I go to the heaven first? Can I go take a look? Okay? I heard so much about it. I like to go take a look. Amitabha, no problem, go. And don't come back. And when you go there, he even has provisions to make sure you don't get stuck. That's what you worry about. You won't get stuck. He'll arrange for you not to get stuck. No matter how beautiful those women are in the demon's heavens, you won't get stuck. No way. So you have the best of both worlds. You go there and say, YongHua was right. And then you won't get stuck. So it's fun. You can have fun and then drop it. Okay, Jerry? There you go. Okay, are we done? I think time is up. Thank you, everyone. Let's do the rebirth transference. Tonight is very important, so let's do rebirth, because that's when we want to give the blessing to those people. Okay? Somehow we touched on the Pure Land Dharma door.